Hi, good people. Well, it is actually 3 p.m. in the afternoon, which means that I didn't get to I haven't done my technique yet. My day started off very busy and rushed, so I ended up just putting my hair into a ponytail. But I woke up, and what I normally do is at night when I braid my hair, I cover it with the stocking, and I've been doing that lately because I always feel that the stocking keeps your hair in place. There's no friction with the pillowcase, and your scalp and hair can breathe. That's just my theory. And I woke up with my hair and scalp feeling great, and underneath the stocking my hair looked very neat. I really didn't want to touch it. I just thought, oh, but then the day turned out where I had to leave and do stuff. So I ended up having to undo my hair. And when I undid my hair, it felt very healthy, very lubricated. And one thing I noticed is that in the past, because of my hair feeling dry and never being moisturized with the appropriate products, I could never get a nice, neat, laying down flat kind of ponytail. And I'm realizing with the techniques, and with my damage control regime, which you can refer to the videos. When I was doing that regime, my hair all of a sudden I could make these nice, neat ponytails. And I'm finding the same thing with this technique I'm using, is that it's keeping my hair moisturized. And I think instead of my cuticles raised, they're lying down, as opposed to, I think, with the dryness, it's probably the negative and positive ions and static and I guess lack of whatever. So I was quite happy with my ponytail. It's a little rough looking right now, but I am now going to do the third, what do you call it? The same technique using 3 different products. And I've decided to use, 2 of them are for my Thai haul I bought in Thailand, and 1 is for my American haul. So I'm starting off first with the Nutri Shine. It's a collagen treatment. It's a cream collagen treatment, and this is what it looks like. Doesn't smell good at all. It smells like Pond's cream when it's spoiled. And I'm talking about this is in the 60s, 70s. When my mom used to have Ponds, and at the bottom, eventually, it would smell like this. Some people would like it, but I always associate it with like it's been sitting in its container forever. So this is not. It's like an old face cream smell. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use as the conditioning, lubricating, heavy-ish product. And then next I'm going to use this. So this is from Thailand, made in Thailand. It's made in Japan, actually. Just check my Thai haul videos. You'll see it there. It's okay. It's the Nutri Shine Cream Collagen Treatment. I love the little designs. Very, what you'd say as Oriental. I hope I'm being politically correct, but it reminds me of the cherry blossom, and probably this is what it is. And the product brand is Q. Okay, but the writing is all in different languages. I think Japanese, probably Korean or whatever, because the Thai script is different. Then the next one is the BioWoman. Jeez, the print is so faint. Let me just use my, oh God, it's all the way over there. Sometimes I can see well, sometimes I can't. And this is the serum. It's a BioWoman hair serum, natural. It is with lecithin or lecithin. Some people pronounce it differently. And hops. And hops, is from beer. Beer is made from hops. And I think this little picture, actually putting it up here, I can see even better. It magnifies it. So This is the second product I'm going to be using, and I think that egg yolk is a way of saying it's protein treatment. And as you can see, it's got hops in it, it's got tri-wheat or 3 types of wheat, olive oil, what's the other thing, collagen, vitamin E, silicon, pro vitamins, and B5. So very protein based, as you can see, and wheat, what do they call that, wheat based. Well, and then the next thing that, and now for the, so this is now the moisturizer and the detangler. Detangling, I'm using this as a detangler and the moisturizer. This now is the Motions Define My Curls Cream with shea butter, coconut, and avocado oils for naturally curly styles. Okay, and it says Creme Boucle Dessiné. Okay, that's just in French. Styling cream. Okay, so this is it. Now, when I did my American product haul, this product is in there, and I found it very unusual. This is what it looks like. I'll show you this when I start to use it. It looks like petroleum jelly-ish, but it actually has this stringy thing. And I always say anything that comes off like that always has some defining curling properties. I always associate it with aloe vera, because aloe vera is one of those plant products that give me curl definition like that. Only thing is that I find it drying on its own. So this feels like a petroleum-y, like a pomade-y kind of product, but then it defines your curls and it isn't pomade-y. Okay, and sort of a subtle fragrance, which I don't mind. I mean, when I say I don't mind, it's certainly not going to be something that I'm going to walk around and keep smelling. So now I'm just going to do what I normally do. I'm just going to now just apply. I'm just going to apply the product like I normally do. My hair still has the ends still feel damp from yesterday, from the products I used yesterday. I didn't apply any product this morning. So, and what I'm going to do is just divide my hair into. Now, another thing that I'm noticing is it as it dried out. Well, when I say dried out, as the product, you know, when you apply 3 products, your hair kind of is soft, it's wet, heavy and wet, wettish. It dries like that. So it dries with you getting elongation. At least with my hair, you know, I hardly use a comb, so my hair this is just detangled with my fingers. I don't know. I rarely use a comb. Rarely. So anyway, so I'm just gonna divide it up and then just apply these 3 products. I tend to always start from the back. I don't know why. I think maybe my mom did that as a kid. She always started from the back, so I think maybe that's why I do that. So I'm just dividing it into a couple of parts and then start applying. My ends feel very thick, and my ends have felt thin over the years. I mean, the ends usually are the thinnest parts, and I kept trimming and trimming, but they're feeling nice and thick. So I'm just going to apply this, the Nutri Shine Collagen. Ugh, just doesn't smell good. So I'm going to, and as I said in my video yesterday, I'm going to concentrate a lot on my ends, because I find that everywhere else is well lubricated and the ends are drying out faster, especially since I put it in a ponytail and expose the ponytail. So, alright. Application not bad. Great slip. The odor fragrance is subtle, so although I don't like it, it's very subtle, so I'm happy about that. I need to focus on my ends and then go up to the roots, because I realize that my scalp feels great because my scalp feels great because a lot of product from my roots, and my massaging my scalp after I apply product keeps it very well moisturized and lubricated. And I find that I'm not somebody who really needs oil on my scalp. Although if I use any oil, it's castor oil, and I only apply it to my scalp because it's a little too heavy. Okay, so now, you know what I'm feeling with this collagen? I always describe it as it's making, see how it's giving me a lot of length. It's making my hair lie down. And I find that some products just don't do that. And it's the same thing as with water. And that's why I always think it has something to do with ions, like positive and negative ions, or having two positives so they repel, and I find that water just makes my hair light and just lift up, and it dries out fast, at least the water here. So I'm learning about what works well or not well for my hair. So I tend not to use water to moisturize or lubricate my hair. And now I'm going to use this. Let's see how it comes out. Well, it is a serum. Oops. Well, it has like a musky fragrance, but notice that a lot of these products that I bought in Thailand, they have very subtle fragrances. Very. Okay, I need to focus on my ends. I keep forgetting that. So that muskiness I don't smell on application, so it must be one of like a base note in terms of fragrances. So it's not like a top note, it's like a base. I don't even think it's a medium note because it's barely not there. What I smell a little of is this. So for me, that's a plus. Okay. This is my hair. And I'm now going to start learning how to put less product as I need it less, because I'm realizing that this is heavy, what I just put on. But I don't mind, because by tomorrow the product is going to be all out. So the next is this. The middle part of my hair is another focus point for me. I find that I don't really focus on it that much. And it's the thickest and the longest part of my hair. And it survives with the least attention. And so I'm going to really focus on making sure that I get to it and I moisturize it well. And I notice that I usually have like little unruly pieces if I do a hairstyle with it in, and it exposes the middle. I always feel that's because there's I don't focus too much on the middle, and that's the driest part of my hair and scalp. And I try not to. Some cream getting on my So this part I will focus a little more on the roots as well and the ends, because it needs it. And then I'm going to add the serum. I think I'll just shake this a bit. But this is what the serum looks like. I don't want to follow my computer, so it is very not translucent, but it looks like, I don't want to say egg white, the egg white of the egg. That's what it is. Very good slip. Very good slip. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting to even add the third. Oops! I just add it all at once. So I just put this on. Now this, I don't want to put too much. And just I didn't put on the back, so I think that's a little too much. I think you need very little of the Motions Curl product, because I remember using it once and I thought too much would make it oily, makes it heavy too. So you need just a little. I think I put too much though. My scalp feels good. I really need this. Add in the collagen. Start with my ends. These parts are much drier because I think they're exposed to the sun when I wear it as a ponytail. So this is it. Add the protein, the serum. Serum is really good in terms of slip as well. Very. And then I'm going to add a little. Still doesn't look like a little, but it doesn't matter. It'll just evaporate eventually. Okay. Am I doing the right thing? Yeah. Okay. Collagen, condition, lubricate, condition. You don't have to use as much product as I do. I just live in a climate that the more you put, the better for you, because by halfway through the day, not even halfway, a few hours later, I think this will seal in the moisture. In terms of curl defining, I think it does. It's fine. Just do this. What's going on here? Okay. Let's finish this. Lubricate and condition. You can tell how the sun is dried out this bit just in the few hours that I was out. So I left the house with my hair feeling wonderful. Just a little of the motions. I don't remember where I put this. For me, the order doesn't really matter as long as there are 3 kinds of product. Okay. So, that was fast. I think I'm going to add more of the protein because it's the lighter. The others, these two are quite heavy. So, and as I move, difference today that I'm noticing is that because of probably the motions, the curl definition is extra. Okay. Also noted that because these products are heavy, my hair is sitting down. It seems longer. It's lying down, as opposed to the other products. Okay. And I think too much of this will make your hair feel sticky, the motions. But in this climate, the stickier the better, because it will just dry up and you'll be left with Brillo pad. So I'm just going to put it back in the ponytail, a high ponytail, because it's wet, and I'll see. And then tomorrow I will wear it without adding product and see how it fares in the weather. So what I can see is the heavier the product, the smoother my hair, and I think the consistencies, these three, I think, and I attribute a lot to the motions, have given me a smoother, tighter ponytail. If you look at my other videos, I'm getting it was easier for me to have a smoother ponytail in terms of the crown. And this is so they're all very different. I think the motions makes it sticky, so you need just a little, not even a dime, I think maybe a dime, but you need very little of the motions. It will go a long way. You'll have your container for a long time. You just need a little. Great definer. I think it's like a Paul Mitchell, the conditioner. It will probably have the same effect, but a more waxy consistency. But you see, it's waxy, but it comes off smooth. So I think these are the last three, and or I guess so. I use the Nutri Shine Collagen Cream and the BioWoman Hair Serum with hops and lecithin or lecithin, depending on what country you're in. And then the motions, the curl definer. Curl define my curls cream. It's really not a cream. It's like a pomade-y, petroleum-y waxiness. And so I'll come back tonight and let you see how my hair feels. See you later, good people. Thanks for watching. Okay, it's 8 p.m. now, so it's evening time. I didn't envision coming back and talking about my hair or doing anything like I normally do, but I figured I would. My hair is basically dry. All I know is just this middle section is damp, but this is basically dry but moisturized. Well, the middle feels still a little very wet. So I try not to sleep with the middle of my hair wet, because I always believe that, you know, sometimes you do that and you never know. All kinds of breeding and molding can take place, not overnight, but continuously doing that wetness. Actually, the whole of my hair is still wet inside, but the outer cover dried out. But it's fine. It's moisturized. So all I'm going to do is just put it in braids like I normally do, so it dries. Because I always feel that, you know, this keeping your hair wet and not letting it dry out can't be the healthiest of things, unless your intention is to deep condition. And even then, the deep conditioning, I know I have to be careful about that, because I used to do back-to-back conditionings overnight into the days on end. My hair would be wrapped up, conditioning on the conditioning cap, and all that did was make my hair limp. And when there was no conditioner on it, it was the driest thing ever, because I took it from being wet almost all year round to just suddenly exposing it to the elements, and it would just not be able to handle the dryness. And I went through a stage thinking that I just had dry hair, which indeed I didn't have, really. I had just subjected it to so much deep conditioning back to back that it became reliant on that. It wasn't able to work on its own. So this is what I'm going to do. And as I say, I usually cover it with a stocking, because I always feel that way the stocking just keeps the hair together, cuts down on the friction, and gives your hair time to breathe. And this is a stocking in terms of, I don't know, some people say tights, but this is one leg, a full leg, not cut or anything. Okay, so all I do is I just put it over my head, and it stays on all night. And I know that the hair can dry, and I'm quite happy. My hair comes out lying down, so I feel there's very little friction. And then if you think about it, you wouldn't wear stockings or tights, and if you always walked around and it was very staticky, it's not the best thing. So this is great for me. And so tomorrow will be the end of the videos, at least on this technique. But at the end of the month, then I'm just going to do a review. But tomorrow morning, I will come back and tell you how my hair feels in the morning, and then I'll style it, and that will be it. But I do appreciate you even watching this far and watching all my videos or the whole series, and I thank you. So this morning, my hair is still very damp, and I'm just going to put it in a banded ponytail, because it's going to be a very hot day, 94 degrees, which is like 38, 37, or 34. And so I'm just going to try and keep it moisturized and retain the moisture. So this is my hairstyle for the day. And I'll see how it keeps. It feels nice and moist. But the test is when I go out there and see. So, okay then. Okay, so I hadn't thought I would do like a nighttime review, but I got a comment on this therapy or this technique from Flavorware, and she was saying that she would keep checking to see how, keep checking to see my updates on how my hair fared. So I figured I needed to do this one, and then what I might start doing is just do maybe instead of at the end of the month, maybe to come once a week or every 2 weeks or something. But I just try not to overdo the series because some people just get bored, and for me to be like very repetitious. So I think I might just come back in a month regarding this therapy. So these 3 products, okay, all I can say is I think that the motions, because there's some sort of maybe glycerine or oiliness in it, my hair is moisturized but more with an oily feel and very slight sort of dryish crunchiness in my hair, at least here. Bear in mind, it's been very hot today. I was outside and I was indoors, so outside is hot, and the few minutes I'm in the sun in going to a building or something, so it means that for those few hours it's intense heat and it's dry. Then you come back home or go indoors and it's air conditioning and it's dry. So you have to contend with that. I also always try and drink water first thing in the morning, especially in the summer, just to ensure that at least I'm hydrated for a couple of hours. And I try and drink throughout the day. Didn't get to drink that much water today, except in the morning and in the evening, and just a few minutes ago. And in between that, just busy doing all kinds of things, and so my skin feels dry, and so my hair, I feel my hair also feels dryish. I get the feeling that this part of my ponytail, because of the banded ponytail, which I did that purposely, see, to sort of protect it and to kind of trap in the moisture. This feels like it's still dampish, but I'll see. Here I think maybe the motions and the collagen have coated it they have done their job to the best that they can. Okay. I can't compare to the other 6 products because I feel those days were not as hot as today, and there have been variations in the weather, and I also haven't been as much outdoors as I was today. All those factors contribute. So I don't want to condemn these 3, the collagen and the BioWoman, because they had to work harder. But okay, I think that they are sapped of all the moisture. My hair sapped of most of all its moisture. Just this bit is a little, I can't even say dampish. So so which means that, yeah. Okay, so if I compared it, let's take away the weather and things like that. If I compared the combination of these 3 to the other 6 that I've done, this will not be the first on my list. But I am not going to say no. And I think also because it's sort of dried, like there's some bits that are sort of, the curls are sort of not crunched together, but stuck together, and I feel like it's going to hurt me if I try to detangle. So I'm just going to use the BioWoman again, because I found it was more sort of liquidy-ish and less like the motions oily, and the collagen was kind of pasty-ish. So this was the more fluid of all of them, and it'll be easier to detangle with it. And it's just, for me, another way of just moisturizing my hair before, just to give it back its moisture. And I realized that I'm not feeling myself because my hair feels, and my scalp feels dry. That's another thing that I noticed. So these products may not be the best for my therapy, these three, but I always like to give them a second chance. In terms of detangling right now, this is not too bad. It may not be my first thing on the list for detangling, but it's got good enough slip. I think depending on your hair type, you know which products are better for you in terms of slip. Some people might find this wonderful, but I know there are other products for me that slip, give me more slip than this one does. And I think this is more of like a protein-based product, and that should sort of protect my strands, I feel, after such a hot, hellaciously hot day. And you could all tell that I don't like the heat at all. I don't care where in the world I am. I don't like the heat. So I'm just re-moisturizing, lubricating, because my scalp, as long as my scalp is feeling dry, then my hair, I can't imagine what my hair is feeling like on its own. So I'll see how it feels in the morning by just using that. I'm not putting all that gunk in my hair, especially the motions. The motions are a little too heavy, a little too tacky, a little too oily for me for reapplication. I think it's a one-time application, and it probably stay in your hair for days. And be careful the amount you add. So in terms of defining curls, I don't think this is, you would want to use the BioWoman, at least not for my hair. It's not really a define. I think it's more like coating and lubricating, and my scalp is feeling so much better. Oof. Now I know why sometimes I really can't even tolerate the heat, because my whole demeanor is affected by how dry, or how my hair feels. I wouldn't have thought, Oof. Just the feeling of this product on my scalp and on my hair, the cooling effect, the moisture. Goodness, this is such a relief. Gosh. So I guess the heat got to me today. Got to my hair, got to my scalp. So I'm going to focus on my ends. I think the banded ponytail helped, keeping the hair close and protecting the hair as best as it could. And I'm just going to put it in my usual stocking leg. And I guess that will be it. This product, like I mentioned earlier, is like egg. When I say egg white, the consistency of sort of egg white, but not necessarily frothy. I mean, not. So just gonna put a bits on my ends and just twist them around, and do the same for this one. And I just keep it protected underneath here, help it hold on to its moisture, and I will see how I feel. My hair feels in the morning, and then I'll be back in a month at the end of February with some feedback. And thanks so much for the comments and the feedback. See you tomorrow morning, and then that will be it. Okay, so it is day 3, the day after day 3, day 4 kind of, and the BioWoman has kept, the braided parts have stayed damp, but in a sort of sticky way, and I attribute that to the motions. And the weather outside is different than it was the other 2 days. It's overcast, it's cooler. So all these elements are affecting the way my hair feels. So I think the motions is going to feel a little heavier. This part feels dryish, but this feels moist but sticky from the motions. So I guess some moisture is trapped in, but my hair feels heavyish and waxyish. Nothing like the other products, so I think I would scrap the motions. It's a little too heavy. Even if I put a small amount, I still wouldn't use it. But I'm going to keep trying with other 3 combinations, and I'll be back in a month with a review of all the products I've used in my hair technique. So see you